Yeah. Here we are. Yet again. Under the...
Don't say the hot lights.
See, I didn't have to say it because it was said for me. You were thinking it.
And if you were wondering, they're still not hot.
They are, and they're about to get sold.
Not the Cowboy Studio.
The Cowboy Studio. It's going bye-bye because they're 120s, and we can't do the 120s in the new place.
In the Poland Man land.
In the Poland Man land. We can't do the 120s. I feel like
What is the voltage there?
220, I think.
What is it in the States?
120. It's just like here.
Same in Canada.
It's kind of a North American thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like when you go to China and then you go to other parts of Asia, you get the same plugs, except for Hong Kong. Hong Kong has special plugs because its plugs come from England. And that's why they have that big, giant, nasty plug, because England has that big, giant, nasty plug.
Will we have to use that in Poland?
Don't know. Don't think so.
I can always ask, but I don't think so.
I don't think they use the big, nasty. You know, the plug that came with all of our eye stuff
Yeah.
that we never used
Yeah.
until we went to Hong Kong.
Right, I used it lots when I was in Hong Kong.
Okay.
Do you have a list?
I think I do. I want to keep it short. This is our last new podcast until we get to Poland. Got that? Last
I don't think it
new
has to be.
podcast until
You're
we get to
crazy.
Poland.
I don't think it
Well,
has to
we
be.
kind of need to get the stuff down. We need to get everything packed up. We need to get all the boxes, and then we need to figure out how we're going to get all of the boxes that are being shipped to ship them. But we need to know what that is. And we have to have time to have it be shipped. So, or at least have somebody come and schedule them and all that good stuff. So if we're running right up to the day, that'll be no good. And the stuff behind me is stuff that is for sale for the most part. Almost everything behind us, except for our suitcases, is for sale. And then we have everything over there that is
What have we
for
sold
go.
already?
What have we sold already?
Yeah, I know the printer and the rug and
The pillows, the red pillows, the...
what was the one thing we took
What else
out?
did we sell?
Planter box.
A planter box, yes.
Giant
shelf.
shelf, this table,
Yes,
Your
the
big
shelf.
the heater. Someone's picking that up today. The Daddy's bag. We've sold a lot of stuff.
No, you've sold a lot of stuff.
I'm the seller.
You're the buyer and the seller.
You're the buyer.
No,
You
I'm
buy
not
a
the
lot
buyer.
of stuff.
No, I bought the stuff when we needed me to buy the stuff.
Yeah.
That has been transferred over to you.
Yeah. Somehow your Amazon stuff from your Amazon account comes to my name now, and I don't know.
Because you have taken over.
Mm.
Roll the intro.
That had a little enthusiasm.
It didn't really.
I said a little.
It's fake.
Fake enthusiasm. Fake news? Oh god, not fake news. So I want to keep today kind of short because there's no reason for us to be yapping for 2.5 hours like we have in the last couple weeks.
Make more episodes.
What did you say?
It would make more episodes.
Look, man, don't make me choke you out here. What does that mean? That just means more work for me. That's what you're saying. It's not that. It's not more episodes. It's more work. Longer time of me editing and not playing Doom.
Sure.
Which I think I played more Doom this week than I did editing. Because I'm not even halfway through last week's. Yes, but there's a lot on the YouTube right now that hasn't gone public yet that we'll be using for the next. Because I only do 3 a week. And how many more weeks do we have before we get to the Poland Man land? I feel like I need a little drum over here.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
We should arrive.
Which is literally 9 shows, which will put a small dent into what is.
Well, you should
not.
probably schedule until maybe the 18th because we don't know what the internet situation is going to be like. When
We know you're gonna make it so that we have internet as soon as we touch down.
If only that were so.
You know you're gonna do it.
Make it so.
I already asked.
Come on, number one. You know that Netflix seems to love Star Trek.
They recommend it every single time.
I finished the Morgan Freeman God thing.
Uh huh.
At the bottom, it was. Oh God, I forgot. Let's see. It was. What's the Star Trek with the black captain? Deep Space Nine. And then it was Tuvok from on Voyager. And there was. Oh, and the Five Bloods. That's what it said. That's what it was recommending to me. That's telling right there. I was gonna watch the Five Bloods last night and I didn't watch it.
You went to bed really
Spike
early.
Lee, man.
You went to bed really early last night.
And got up at 5.
Wow.
So that should tell you something.
And mezcal put you to sleep.
I don't think it was the mezcal because that doesn't usually happen.
You didn't even finish it.
Huh?
I got up at 5 something.
Oh, I know. When I was coming out, you were coming out. Oh yeah. It was one of them kind of
Oh
nights.
yeah, because you were in the bathroom while I was showering.
So, we got lots of stuff to get rid of, lots of stuff to sort of do. It's been a weird week because it feels like we need to do something, but then when you walk around, there's nothing to do.
Yeah, I've been feeling
But it's like you want to do, but there's nothing to do. And the things that need to get done, like the high priority, get it done now things, are hers.
Yep.
So, there
No
is
pressure.
that. There is that.
No stress.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you look at my stuff, I do need to put some things in boxes, but that's going to happen probably today and tomorrow, because once all of the hot lights and everything get taken down, then I will box up all the other stuff, because basically the hot lights and all the other things go in boxes that are now over there. So it's like I gotta break all this down. That's what is waiting over there to get put away. And then after that, we've already taken the pictures and the things have been posted by the Karen for those other shoppers out there in the world. Your folk that find deals. We are now the deal makers instead of the deal finders. So, you got anything for this week?
I do have a list.
Go ahead, do your thing. I don't need to start every week. I don't really have that much anyway. So I'll drink coffee. Hopefully we look better too.
That's been your goal for
Well, I kind of made
the entire podcast.
I made a bit of a change.
What change you make?
Anybody who knows video knows what I'm trying to do right now. They understand what I'm doing.
Trying to do difference in contrast.
No.
I know nothing about video.
I know. It's
Clearly.
like, why did you even say
Focus.
anything? No. It's the motion blur. And our motion blur should actually look better today. Which, of course, should then just make everything look better. Because that's how that works. That's not how that works. Karen, hit it.
Okay, so I've been having this issue with in Mexico in general.
You've been having an issue with Mexico?
Well, this particular one, not with Mexico. Well, maybe it is with Mexico.
Oh boy.
But we are taught that you give someone a name and you call them by their name, and their name is important.
You're not back on the Karen thing.
No.
She's back on the Michelle.
Well, no, it's even worse now.
Well, tell us, man.
When I was in the hospital, or anytime I would go to a doctor's appointment, they would call me Michelle. Even when it doesn't matter where I go now, they call me Michelle because Michelle is my middle name.
Is that really why, though?
I don't know why they do it. My name is Karen. My middle name is Michelle, and they call me Michelle, even though
Well, how is it written on the document?
Karen Michelle. It says Karen is
Okay,
first.
tell me this. If they do last name first, family name first, and this is always an issue in Spanish-speaking places, like Latin America. Family name first, then what is next?
Your first name.
No. Not the way we think of
No,
it.
there
on
is-
the documents here in Mexico.
Their first name.
So it should say Farr, Karen, Michelle.
Yes, and they call me Michelle.
But then that leads me to believe that is the wrong order.
Well, when I have my class list, it will have mother's name, father's name, their first name, their middle name.
And which one do you call them by?
Their first name.
It just seems that way. Because I was being called Maurice. And it but they couldn't say it, of course. Which
Of
was
course I
hilarious.
couldn't say it.
So but I had the same thing. So I'm wondering are our names being put in the wrong spot in the form, and that's why
Okay.
people are calling you by the middle
I
name.
can understand it in a situation like a doctor's appointment or whatever. But when you correct them and say, my name is Karen, they shouldn't continue to call you Michelle. So, when I teach, I prefer the students to call me Mrs. Farr. That's my preference. For some reason, it is now the norm for students to call their teachers by their first name, Miss blah blah blah.
You said for some reason
What?
our children called their teachers that. What are you talking about? In their school they did that.
Oh, not in the elementary school. Tell me one.
What did you call your teachers?
No, I don't think so.
Nope.
I'll go the first name.
Well, they did in the public schools.
But they didn't in our school.
That was
And-
like a normal thing. That's what I was saying. It's
So,
a
okay.
change, a cultural change.
I'm not saying it's only Mexico that does this, because they do it all around the world, especially with foreign
Well, yeah,
teachers.
but they're following.
Right.
I would say they're following Western culture and how teachers relate to students. They're not leading in
Right.
that
So
idea.
I prefer to be called Mrs. Farr. Somehow during this time off, my name has gone from Mrs. Farr or Karen to Farr.
What up, Farr?
I don't like that.
That's me.
That's not my name.
What up, Farr?
No one has ever in my life called me that.
Well, of
And it
course not.
really pisses me
You haven't
off.
been Farr for very long.
Right, it's only been, what, 17 years?
Exactly.
No, don't call me that. So, I wouldn't
Fuck.
want to be called Lane.
I'm
And
telling you, man.
I was late.
I got frat brothers that don't even know my first name.
That's fine. That's you. You're accepting of that.
Fine.
They only
So-
know Farr.
Last week I was sent some documents with instructions like, oh, you have to do this thing. Thaw.
Farr.
So they sent the instructions, and it gave each person something that they were supposed to do. Well, it's all in Spanish, so of course I translate it. And I don't see my name anywhere. There's no Karen on the thing. There's no Mrs. on the thing. So I figured I didn't have to do this, right? So I send an email to the coordinator and say, hey, I don't see my name on here, so does this mean I don't need to do anything for this? Because I don't really want to do it. She's like, no, you're the first person. You're the one doing the introduction. And I'm like, what? But my name isn't on there anywhere. So I go back to the Spanish version, and she has written my name as Farr.
Farr.
All I could do was, I was seething. I was so pissed. Like, why would you take my identity and completely wipe it away? I don't understand. Nobody the entire school year has called me this. Ever. It's never been written on a document like this. Ever. And the more I thought about it, the more I was just like, this just shows you how unimportant I am as an individual to this person.
But your given name is Farr, and then your
not.
middle name is Karen, and your family name is Michelle.
I'm gonna need an inhaler before this is over. It really sets me on fire. Like, I cannot stand it. And so I was talking to the other American teacher, and I was saying to her, this really pisses me off. And she's like, well, they call me by my last name. And I said, do you enjoy that? Is that something that's okay with you? And she's like, yeah, my students in the States used to do it when I worked at the boarding school. And I said, okay, so this is something you accepted years and years ago. How would you feel if instead of them calling you by your first name, they called you by a nickname they thought would be more appropriate? And she's like, no, I hate it when they do that. Because her name is long, and so they shorten it. And she hates it. And she,
I know, but I guess I don't...
She tells them all the time, please don't call me that. That's not my name.
But what... Is this really a hill to die on? I mean, really? Is this really...
I think it just shows...
Why is this really important? Because there's so many other things that are
here's the importance.
much more important to you as a teacher. This is an annoyance, but it's not, doesn't seem so important. It's like, learn it. Fix it. It's like if somebody pronounced your name incorrectly and they kept doing it and you kept fixing it. I would say over time, eventually, they would get it if you were there long term.
Okay, so this isn't the first time I've had this particular issue. Usually the problem is that they call me Miss Karen. I hate that more than anything, especially to my students. Have Miss Karen, blah blah blah. They aren't allowed to call me Karen. That's for them. I'm Mrs. Farr. I will always be Mrs. Farr. So last year there was a situation where we had to line the kids up after recess, and they would call the class by whoever was ready. And it was my coordinator. Instead of calling me Mrs. Farr, she called me Miss Karen. And I just looked at the kids and I said, we're not moving until she can use my name correctly. She can use all of your names correctly, but she can't use my name correctly. And one of the kids said, that's because she doesn't like you. So you're showing publicly to everyone around how you feel about me by not using my name correctly.
Yes, but see, that's...
This was the end of the year, so it wasn't like she didn't know.
That, to me, that kind of disrespect, now you're talking about a cultural problem.
And that's what I feel like this
dealing with
is,
foreigners.
in this particular situation, this was a sign of disrespect when there should have been none. I haven't done anything to this woman. I haven't even had many interactions with this woman.
What are you talking about? You got blonde hair and blue eyes.
So does she.
Well, sort of blonde hair. Definitely blue eyes.
So does she. What does that matter?
Maybe she don't like you.
I don't give a fuck if she likes
Well,
me.
I mean, but that matters. That's what you were just saying, that she was expressing her dislike of you.
But I don't know why
at
you
least
would be
disrespect. It doesn't matter.
Disrespectful towards me when I've done nothing to be disrespectful towards you.
I don't think you understand. You don't have to do anything. Well, you're a woman. She's a woman. You could just,
Ain't
have
that true.
had him open toe shoes or something, and
I
next
can
thing you
have
know,
bigger titties, and that's enough.
anything. You don't have to do anything. You just be.
And that's all I've done is just be. I've not done anything.
That in that instance, that's something that then has to be worked out with the personal relations.
And if I cared, I would say something to her. If I cared about what she thought. But I do not understand. I don't understand this name situation. If someone says to you, I would prefer to be called blah blah blah, call them that.
If you want to find the Traveling Fars, you can find us on the YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, iTunes, Spotify, and any place that good podcasts are sold. If you like the Instagram or the Twitters, you can find us at Traveling Fars. If you like the email, travelingfars@gmail.com, she will be answering your emails. And the blog space, thetravelingfars.blueberry.net. No E's in the blueberry.
Don't forget to check out our Patreon. Patreon.com/thetravelingfars.
Right down there.
Give us your money.
We will take it.
It
Help
will be
us-
much appreciated.
Help us get those new 300 X's.
We'll make you a shirt.
And I think I need a new Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera.
Yeah, but you can't.
6K.
You can't get the Da Vinci. You said.
Oh, I'm gonna need a new computer anyway.
You and me both.
Yeah, your shit is exploding, slowly exploding. It's like the explosion that's happening in slow mo.
You always give your computer to Keegan.
Or just take Keegan's.
Well, don't take hers because she has no NVIDIA anything. You wouldn't be able
No,
to play.
I don't want it.
Oh.
But the mommy.
Oh
would
yeah,
use it.
mommy, you probably need it because.
Say goodbye to the people.
Bye,
I didn't say
people.
peace. Old knees. Say goodbye to the people. Say goodbye to the people.
Bye, people.
Peace. See you in 3, 4, 5 weeks or something. Somewhere around there.
5. Several weeks.